All right, and hey, welcome to video 3.
All right, so in today's video, you're going to hear more from the men of quality, and you're going to learn what they secretly dream of. You're also going to learn how to turn up, way up, your soulmate magnet attractor. You're also going to learn what it's going to take for you to have the breakthrough in your love life that you've just been really desiring, so that soulmate love and the life of your dreams just becomes inevitable.
You know, we're also going to be sharing with you some case studies from some women, successful spiritual women who didn't rely on luck and chance. They actually consciously and intentionally attracted their soulmate to them. And you'll see what it took for them to do that and how you can do the same thing. So let's first do a quick recap from video 2. So in video 2, you heard a lot from the men of quality, and you also learned a lot about what are the 3 key components to attracting soulmate love. That without these 3 components, these 3 key components, you may have a generally positive and better life, but will still be missing soulmate love, because without the focus on these 3 key components, you'll always be left with that, God, you're awesome, why are you still single? So those 3 key components, of course, starting with your beliefs and behaviors. Inside those beliefs, the 3 key components of those beliefs that we want to have in alignment are, number 1, your beliefs and behaviors about yourself. Number 2, your beliefs and behaviors around love and relationships. And number 3, your beliefs and behaviors around men. Now, your beliefs and behaviors around self and love and relationships and getting those in alignment are addressed in depth in our Love Breakthrough courses. And so with all 3 of those areas addressed, you'll be in alignment with soulmate love and be an attractor to soulmate love. So let's go explore one of the soulmate blocking beliefs, which is that men of quality even, don't really think about, dream about, desire soulmate love. Well, let's have you hear from the men of quality about what it is that they secretly dream of.
You know, another thought that sometimes goes on in women's head is that men don't really think much about love. And you know, I totally agree with you. Yeah, we're thinking about sex, but actually, there are lots of men that are thinking about love and wanting to be with their soulmate. So before you were with Orna, did you dream of true love? Did you think about and want to be with the love of your life?
Certainly. You know, when I was 21 years old, I had my heart broken. Mm-hmm. I thought I'd met the woman who was it, and that relationship didn't work out. And I spent a lot of time mourning that relationship, and believing, because that relationship didn't work out, that it wasn't going to work for me, that I couldn't find love. Mm-hmm. So I certainly think men think about love just as much as women do. And it really, for me, it was in my early to mid 30s that I started getting really serious about it again, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. It took that long. It took about 10 years for me to finally go, oh, you know what, maybe I could actually be in a long-term relationship again that actually is leading towards marriage. And when I started thinking that way, it was a real shift for me. And I started, you know, doing things differently, and I started looking for different types of women. So, mm-hmm. yeah, I think men think about love all the time.
Sometimes there's an idea that that men are not dreaming of being with their soulmate, and that you know, it's just not even on the list of important things in your life. So, do you dream and really envision yourself being with your soulmate?
You know, it's the thing that I might not be comfortable admitting, let's say, in a bar with a whole bunch of guys mm-hmm. having beer. Mm-hmm. But the truth is, yeah, I do. I really do. And like, pretty much all the time, honestly.
Yeah.
I do want my soulmate. I do dream of a life with someone that's really right for me. Mm-hmm. And it's really high at the top of my list. If it's not really up there, I mean, there's what I want to do in life and what contribution I want to make. And if it's not first, then it's second, being with my soulmate, for sure. Sharing that life with someone that's really right for me. So, yeah.
Is that something that's on your mind in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because of the past that I've had, which consisted of a social anxiety disorder from the age 20 to 40, which inhibited me from really having a relationship, a love relationship with a woman, because the intense fear of just any social situation overcame my life. It was horrific, and all my love, especially for myself, was repressed. And now that I've broken through, now this has become my power, and now I love myself even more than ever, because I had to go inside in order to retrain my mind and my brain and my feelings. And now my love is ready to explode. So, so watch out.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah. I mean, right now I think I'm in the best place I've ever been in my life.
There is an idea that men are not thinking about love or being with their soulmate, whereas women are and men are not. Do you, Mike, dream about being with your soulmate or the woman of your dreams? Is that on your list or high on your list of things that you think about?
It's on my list. It's the highest thing on my list by far. Yeah. It is my prayer every single day. It just is. I mean, if there were a book I could read, if there were a course I could take that I knew would bring me closer to love, I would gladly do it. Mm-hmm. It just, in some ways, it's the highest priority in my life. Having a dream relationship is something far more important to me than, say, having a dream career. Mm-hmm. And certainly far more important than, say, having a dream car. Mm-hmm. Yes, having a dream relationship that I can't even put into words how that is a priority that trumps all other priorities in my life.
All right, so now let's talk about one of the biggest secrets to attracting your soulmate. And let me just tell you, nobody else is talking about this out there. So just really lean in here, because we've got the secret for you. So here it is. You really want to learn how to turn up your soulmate attractor factor. You want to know how to do it? Here it is. Begin with the end in mind.
You know what? Let me say more about that. For example, we're not dating coaches. Now, that may surprise you, but we're not dating coaches, because the goal is not to have more dates, is it? Or better dates? Is that really the goal? If it is, there's tons of dating coaches out there. And you know what? Most of them are single themselves, so they know all about dating.
Yeah, that's right. We are actually love mentors. That's what our clients call us. Yeah. They're love mentors. So the end, so to speak, that we're talking about here is to attract the love of your life and live your best life with him. So that is why women work with us, because that is what they want.
So let's take a look at how real women, just like you, turned up their attractor factor and consciously and intentionally attracted the love of their life and the life of their dreams.
All right, so let's hear from one of these case studies, and her name is Gail. And Gail was losing hope, and this is what she has to share with you. Johnny and Laura's courses have literally changed my life. Not only have I attracted my incredible sweetheart, but I have also developed many soulful and loving friendships. Before working with Johnny and Laura, even as optimistic and action-oriented as I was on the verge of losing hope that he was even out there. I took the risk and I jumped in with both feet because my way was not working. So who better to work with than two people who have what I wanted, who'd been where I was and now had proven results. When my sweetheart looked into my eyes and said, "I've waited a long time for you," I bowed in gratitude to Johnny and Laura. Okay, so Charla began with the end in mind when she started our program. Here's her story. Before taking Laura and Johnny's program, I was a beautiful, intelligent, got my shit together, single 29-year-old. I signed up for their program. I did not tell anyone about my commitment and my decision to the program. I didn't want to be mocked for paying for love or whatever. But I got a lot out of it. I got a ton out of it. A network of similar people who were all on the quest for true love, learning how to manifest my heart's desire, to set goals and to accomplish them. But the biggest thing I got out of the program was learning to fall in love with me. I invested in this program and I am happy and in love. Don't stop believing. Just fall in love with you and trust that your partner will too. And you may recognize that her beloved Justin is one of the amazing men of quality that we have been interviewing. So you may be saying to me, okay, Laura, if I take your Love Breakthrough telecourse and come to the Love Breakthrough weekend to get my beliefs and behaviors into alignment with attracting healthy, lifelong love, soulmate love, as you are suggesting, won't I be admitting that there's something wrong with me? Or maybe even worse, will any guy I attract like that I did this work to attract him? Won't he think I'm weird? So we asked the single men of quality, what if you met your soulmate and discovered she had worked with us to attract you? And here's what they said.
So Eldridge, as you know, we work with women who are serious about attracting their soulmate. We help them to get rid of their beliefs about themselves, about love and relationships, and about men, the beliefs that are holding them back so they can have a breakthrough and really move forward to attract their soulmates, the man of their dreams. Now, let me ask you, if you met your soulmate, the woman of your dreams, and you discovered that she had worked with us to attract in her soulmate, meaning you, how would you feel about that?
Wow, you guys would be like my street angel because you did all the work for me.
Did a program that was designed to attract the love of my life, somehow that would be bad. That would be looked at bad. So what would be your thoughts if you met your sweetheart and you knew that she worked with us or somebody like us and, to attract the love of her life, and boom, there you are?
I'd say great. I mean, geez, I've been doing all this damn work trying to meet my soulmate. I hope she's doing work also. I mean, really, I certainly have gone through this program and it's been transformative to me, and I would think it'd be wonderful if she went through either Johnny and Laura's program or another program and experienced some kind of similar transformation. I would be absolutely grateful that she went through whatever transformative work was needed so that we could meet each other in a place of being prepared for one another.
You know that we work with women in really having them remove their, really shift and change their beliefs about themselves, about love and relationships, about men, and really break through to being really ready, not just in words, but really ready spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, being really ready to attract their soulmate. Let's say you ended up meeting your soulmate and you attracted her, and then you found out that she did work with us or someone like us to attract her soulmate. How do you feel that would feel for you as a man to know that she put forth that much effort to attract her soulmate, to attract you in?
I would see that as a very good sign. I mean, I would be like, that's because that would line up with my thinking too. I mean, you care about it that much that you went and took a course or a seminar, and you didn't just like hope, oh, it'll show up at some point in my life. It's like a priority. So yeah, that would be a very positive sign for me to, and yeah, I guess I would be a bit flattered too, but I think I'd see it as a very good sign.
Then we asked the married or partnered men of quality whose sweethearts didn't leave it to chance or fate or luck, who didn't sit around and wait for love to find them, but who consciously and intentionally followed a proven path to attract him. We asked them, how do you feel about the fact that she was intentional in attracting you? And here's what they said.
And before we'd even had our first date, out of her mouth, she said, you know, I'm just looking for a guy who's going to have a nice job so he can pay all the bills and I can go shopping and take care of the house. And I was like, I'm done. I didn't even ask her out. I didn't even forward because I'm like, this isn't going to go anywhere.
Right.
It might be fun, you know, but it's not going to go anywhere because I knew that we were already a mismatch. So I think there's plenty of guys like me. I don't think I'm that big of an exception. What I do notice, though, is oftentimes women who are strong, who do know what they want, who are sort of out there going after it, is they show up in their masculine.
How do you feel about the fact that Ariel didn't rely on the hope to get lucky in love and chose to put some attention on this?
Well, I tell you, I'll go back to my sports analogies and metaphors. Is you have to practice, you have to do the work, and then if luck is part of the equation, that's the magic, that's the beauty.
How did you feel when you learned that she had worked with us to be her best self and attract her soulmate? How did you feel about that?
I was pretty cool. I mean, like I said, I was probably more rooted in the physical, you know, material acquisitions. But, well, I'm a software engineer. I have to learn all the time. And it makes sense to me that if you're weak in a particular area or not as strong as you'd like to be in a particular area, whether it's math, whether it's English, science, composition, or spiritual development, relationship building, that, you know, it makes sense that you would take steps to actually learn something new, to build your skills. That's what I do day in, day out, and it just makes sense in life. If you don't know, and you should have the courage to go out, find out what you need to know, and then change your habits. And yeah, that's what we do together. I was very happy to see that she was that kind of person. She just brought that out of me. So now I am willing to go out. I mean, beyond, you know, the computer stuff, I'm willing to go out and do extra work to build my personality or to build my spiritual relationships and that sort of thing.
Sometimes women think that being intentional about love means that you have to mold yourself into what the man wants or into what you think he wants, and that that's the way to attract him and keep him. And so, you know, we asked a man of quality about that, and here's what he had to say.
That somehow the women have to kind of mold themselves to what the man wants. And you've mentioned so many times how much you were attracted to her confidence, her sense of self. What do you think about that idea that women need to kind of mold themselves to what the man wants?
That's crap. And someone who is trying to be exactly what you want them to be is really showing their own weakness. That they don't have the internal fortitude or, you know, constitution to really be set in who they are. And just on a personal level, outside of men and women, I mean, you didn't come into this life to serve someone else. You came in to learn your own life's lessons. And for me, one of the things that was really attractive about my wife is that she was like focused on her own purpose. She had her own identity, and even years later, now that we're married and we have a child, I mean, she's added to her being, to her personality. So she is now my wife and the mother to my kid, and she's totally okay with that because she's got her own identity that existed beyond that or outside of that. And she's just adding to it. It's, yeah, she's a whole and complete person. I wouldn't want anyone who's trying to figure out what I want them to be. Because I don't even know. That's
right.
All right, so you may be saying, hey, Laura, you know, The thing is, I'm just too much for a man. Men just, they don't get me. I'm just too much. I'm too strong for a man. And you know, here's what I have to say. I understand, girlfriend. I used to feel the same exact way too. This is a common belief among strong, successful women like you and I. And these are the exact type of women that we work with in our Love Breakthrough courses. So we thought we'd bring this concern to the men of quality. And here's what one of them had to say.
What would you say that made her so different, maybe, than other women that you've been in relationship with previously? That had you say, you know, I realize she's the one for me.
Well, that could be a show in itself. But here's the quick download. First of all, it was, you know, just big time fireworks. The minute we, you know, there was a grand conspiracy around us meeting. Now, again, that unfolds differently for everybody, and there's always a method to this madness of love and attraction. But for us, the fireworks went off immediately. It was like super hyper, you know, blast into the cosmic, you know, space, because we kind of both knew immediately that we were destined to kind of come together. I even dreamed about her before I met her, and it was actually as the dreams progressed, you know, her being came into my dream state, but the day before I picked her up at this very, you know, conspiratorial event that you know, everybody had a part in. Mm-hmm. I picked her up at the airport, and sure enough, the woman that I dreamed about the night before was Ariel. So there was a lot of magic, and again, fireworks, but again, everybody comes into their own relationship differently. But for us, it was just an explosion. To add to that, you know, again, going back to her beauty and her grace and her sense of humor. But the thing that sealed the deal, Johnny, and this is funny, you'll appreciate this. You know, when I first met her, she said, you know, how, you know, we were kind of, you know, identifying who we were, but she always said, "Hi, my name's Ariel. I'm a Jewish, Christian, Hindu, Buddhist, pagan." And I knew right away that, you know, that really covered my own framework for my own spirituality and my thoughts about the world. So, yeah. No, it was just like that. You know, everything
she wasn't afraid of being who she is.
No,
100%.
We met later in life. That was a real benefit. You know, so we, you know, I'm sure we'll talk about this, but we both came to the game and to the dance, you know, conscientious about and really dedicated to doing our own work, our own personal growth. And you know, she's it's public. She wrote it in a book.
An excellent book too.
Well, thank you very much. The latest one's Wabi Sabi Love, but her first one, other than the soul, you know, some of the other books she wrote was, you know, The Soulmate Secret. Mm-hmm. But you know, she just has this, you know, just amazing energy about her, and that just really blew open my heart the minute we came into met in the 3D world. I was so blessed and fortunate to meet somebody that I had so much respect for.
What is it that made her so different from other women that you maybe have dated in the past or been in relationships with in the past?
What made her so different? She was very confident in who she was. And she, you know, referred to herself as quirky because she did things that other people just didn't do. But I found that to be endearing, and I felt that she was really strong in her own power and who she was. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't based in who I am, and it wasn't based in things external to her, like a lot of material goods. It was just, she was very aware of who she was, and was, through our first few, or even to now, she was sharing pieces of herself. Mm-hmm. You know, her artwork, her spiritual beliefs, her just her cooking skills, everything. You know,
I know that you're, you know, that the Orner is a whole independent woman of substance. And so what's really attractive to you about that? And thinking back to like when you first met, like what was really attractive to you about her as that type of person?
You know, what I always love about a woman is a woman who, and I've said this before, a woman who knows what she wants. She knows who she is. She knows what she's doing in the world. You know, I remember back, I was dating this woman who literally liked everything I liked. And after a while, it got to be a little weird. You know, she even bought the same bike that I had bought. And I was like, that seems strange. I mean, we're dating, but we're not, you know, it's not like we're living together, we're getting married, and here you are. I feel like you're not being authentic as to who you are. And so, you know, when I finally sort of confronted her with it, she said, well, you know, I actually do like a lot of the things you like. And she then fessed up and said, and this is what I'm really looking for in a relationship. And I was like, oh, well, that's great to know. And we ended up then, you know, going deeper in that relationship. It didn't work out. But when she finally said, this is who I am and this is what I want, then suddenly I was much more interested in her. You know, I won't lie. Sex is a big part of it. I think sex is extremely important. And I think men do oftentimes lead sexually, right? In terms of, you know, oftentimes it's the visual, oftentimes it is, do I feel that chemistry right away? You know, most men, I think, know right away within the first 5 minutes of talking to you whether they want to be with you or not. Now, they may or may not know that they want to be in a relationship with you, and I think that comes later. And I think that's why it's always important to not give in and have sex right away. Right? Because then that guy, you know, that initial impulse, that initial attraction is being fulfilled, and he may not look deeper because of that. You know, so I think it is sort of behooves you to wait and let him learn more about you. Let him get to know who you are, and then he's attracted to you, and now he knows who you are, and he likes that part too. So you know that he's coming to you in a much deeper connection than that initial sort of attraction.
So important, so important. And one of the things that that we often say in our work is that in those first 5 minutes, the man is also just kind of like trying to decide: is this just a fling person? Like, is this just a woman to have a fling with, or is this like a possible long-term relationship?
What life is like with her is, well, it's absolutely incredible, because I've never been with anybody like her in the respect that it's easy. Of course, there are times when there's challenges, there's upsets, but our commitment is to the loving instead of to the drama. And so when you have that kind of a commitment, you know, you're going to come back to that place where you know you're not leaving each other. You're not just physically leaving each other, you're not emotionally leaving each other. And so you know that no matter what comes up, you're going to be able to work through it no matter what challenge. You know, even though we feel like we're soulmates, you know, when those things come up, it's just wonderful. We feel like we're best friends, we're lovers, you know, we love to talk to each other, and you know, there's nobody I'd rather be with than her. You know, nobody, if I'm gone somewhere and something interesting happens, there's nobody I'd rather call on the phone and say, hey, do you know what happened? You know, it's just great.
I know what you mean. It's great.
So now let's take a look at what's it going to take for you to have that breakthrough in your life, so that true love, the love that you desire, becomes inevitable for you. Now, when Laura and I were laying this out, we saw that there were really 5 critical steps. And so we call them the 5 C's. So the first C is this: care. Care about love. Care about yourself. And also care about your own desires. Not just what you need to do. Not just what you have to do. Not just what you're obligated to do. Care about love. Care about what you want. And the other thing is, don't care about what other people say. If they're not living the life that you want, that's not really the people that you want to care so much about, right? When you care, it shows up in your life. When you care, it shows up in everywhere in your life. I mean, when you care, this is why women fly from all over North America to come to our Love Breakthrough Weekend, because they get in touch with it. I care about this. This is why when we did our Love Breakthrough course last year and we did our pilot program, we have women from all over the world, so they're waking up at different times. One woman was waking up at 3 in the morning in order to attend live and be part of that program. That's because you care. When you care enough about yourself and your desires, it shows up in a lot of different ways, but I'll tell you 3 ways that it definitely shows up. You devote time, energy, and money to what it is that you say you care about. I mean, like time, for example. Our Love Breakthrough course is 2 hours a week. That's like 17 minutes a day. Care enough to devote 17 minutes a day to something that you say you want. Care. Second C, cooperation. And cooperation shows up in really embracing a community kind of feeling where you're cooperating with one another for what it is that you want, what it is that you care about. And cooperation is like the opposite of competition. In the media, in the mass society, women are encouraged or told to compete with one another for a man's attention. And what really works is cooperation and community, and it feels better too. I mean, like in our community, we have women that have taken our program, and they call each other every day. They review some new learnings of the material, go over some other stuff, and they basically just encourage one another to get what they want. That's why a whole bunch of them and us are going just this weekend as we record this video to the wedding of one of the women in the program. And so because you're cooperating with one another and helping one another. So they helped her get what she wants, and she's helping them get what they want. And all of that is happening in a community of like-minded people with them expert guidance. Just not only care, but cooperate with one another instead of compete. Number 3. Have courage. Get in touch with the courage that you have. Because what a lot of times folks are not in touch with is that they've become apathetic. Maybe you've become apathetic. Maybe you've kind of lost hope. But when you get in touch with your courage, then you're willing to get up in the morning another day. You're willing to give it another shot. You're willing to do what it takes to have the breakthrough in your life. And I want to share with you a case study of a woman who had to really get in touch with her courage and get in touch with, letting that apathy go so that she could have this critical C here, courage.
All right, I'm going to share with you here about Gretchen. Gretchen was 59 years old, and she was feeling that she was too old. She was concerned, she was hesitant, and this is her story. 2007 was a releasing year for me. I had a friend who asked me, did I want a relationship and did I want to meet my soulmate? And I did have to think about it. I was not sure I wanted to open myself up again. I had been divorced for 5 years. Even though I knew he was not the one I wanted or that I needed, I still missed the relationship, and every time I did meet someone, I compared them to him. Then I met Laura and Johnny. Wow! I still get tears in my eyes just thinking of that time. I was so moved that I signed up for their program. And working with them, I was able to release the fears that everyone has. I am too old. I have had my share. Who would want me? I'm not good enough. So where are we now? Mike and I were married in August. Have you ever heard the expression jumping the broom? Well, that was part of our day. Laura and Johnny gave me the tools to release my fears, open my heart, and to clarify what I wanted in a soulmate. And that is what I did at last.
Critical C number 4, confidence. And the opposite of that confidence is worry. You probably have already experienced worry around love in your life. What we want to do is move away from just kind of wandering in the wilderness on your own and hoping that it works out to a place of confidence where you know what you want, you know how to get there, and you know how to change the past and really have a new future for yourself. It all comes down to confidence. Well, how do you develop confidence? Is developing your own strength and power and all of the other three C's that we just talked about. When you care enough, when you cooperate with others, and you tap into your courage, you tap into confidence. What's the effect of confidence? Listen to what one of the men of quality said about how attractive a woman who is confident is for him.
We were living on different coasts, and it took a while for us.
Who was where?
She was in San Francisco doing coaching training, and I was back on the East Coast training with my teacher, with my yoga teacher, and so we could have totally gone.
Now here we are in the San Francisco Bay Area, so you obviously left the East Coast to come
Sure.
here. What prompted that?
The unavoidable draw of a woman in her power, I guess.
And critical C number 5, commitment. Oh, the C word again, commitment. Yes, commitment. You want a man to be committed to you? Love yourself enough to be committed to living the life of your dreams. Love yourself enough to be committed to take control of your love life and not just wait. Love yourself enough to know that when the path is offered, you can take that next step. It just takes one step at a time. And I want to share with you a case study of a woman who stepped into that commitment. She used to cry herself to sleep, and now, while you're watching this, she's sleeping with a brand new baby in her arms, her husband, the man of her dreams, next to her, because she had the courage, and she cared, and she had cooperation. She did all of that, and she committed to love herself enough to embrace the life that she desired.
Okay, so now let's hear from Gabby. Gabby's 35 years old, and she really demonstrated this 5th C, the C meaning commitment. And here's her story. It was February 14th, 2009, when I made one of the most important decisions of my life. It was only 5 months after my breakup, and I was at a point in my life that I wanted to do everything possible to recondition my mind, body, heart, and soul for soulmate love. I had just started a new relationship with Samer, and I did not want to fall into the same patterns and make the same mistakes that I had done in the past. I decided to commit to Lara and Johnny's program. This program has been the one thing that has had the most profound impact on my entire life. I have discovered who I really am at a much deeper level. I realized that if I wanted more than a mediocre relationship, I had to start by loving and nurturing myself more than ever. I have also come to accept and trust myself and the process of my life, knowing and feeling deep inside that God is on my side, guiding me every step of the way. As I worked with them, it became easier to recognize some of the unconscious patterns that started to show up with my new partner. But this time, with the support of Johnny and Lara, as my love mentors, and the other women in the program by my side who had always seen me at my highest self, it was so much easier to practice change and to accelerate the transformation process. The last few years have been exciting on so many levels. We bought a condo, we got married, Lara and Johnny officiated the wedding, and now, in 2012, our lives will be transformed with our baby's arrival. It is so amazing to witness how our lives just get better and better. Just a few years ago, I used to cry every night for being in a relationship that was not what I thought a healthy relationship was supposed to be. Today, just a few short years later, I am living the life of my dreams with a man of my dreams and our so longed for baby. And of course, we know that there are more dreams to be yet manifested. I wish this for each and every one of you. If I have been able to manifest every single one of my dreams, so can you. You have the power within you and the resources Johnny and Laura, their community, etc., to help you reach whatever you desire. The path will be shown to you along the way, so just trust and love yourself and take the first step and enjoy your journey.
All right, well, I know it was helpful for you to hear from those men of quality, and we have a lot more of them on video 4, but also from some of the many women who have attracted their men of quality by working with us, just as you can.
So again, what's it really going to take for you to have the breakthrough that you want in your love life so that soulmate love just becomes inevitable? Commit. Commit to love yourself more. Commit to your love breakthrough. We would love to work with you to teach you exactly how and to personally answer your questions, all in one extraordinary month that can change your entire life going forward.
I just want to say about the Love Breakthrough Telecourse, this is the first and only live telecourse that's designed and delivered by a consciously created soulmate couple. That would be us. And based on real world results of ours and others who have consciously and intentionally attracted the love of their life. And by the way, some of you will also have a special opportunity to join us live and in person in our upcoming Love Breakthrough Weekend. Now, this is the only time we're going to be delivering it this year. People fly in from all over the U.S., Canada. One woman even flew in from Egypt. Yes, the country for it. There's really nothing else like out there. At the Love Breakthrough Weekend, our commitment to you, our promise to you is that you will break free of your past, embrace a new future, and change your love life forever. Now in video number 4, you're going to also hear, of course, more from the men of quality, and we're finally ready to reveal the exciting details about our Love Breakthrough course and how you can work with us personally.
That's right, that's right. You're also going to learn the #1 quality and mindset that it's going to take for you to attract the life of your dreams with your soulmate by your side. And this is so amazing, unexpected actually, and fun. It's going to be fun to share this with you. And you know what? We feel that we've saved the best for last.
And you'll also hear the real reason why you're still single and what you can do about it right away. So we'll see you on video 4. You definitely want to be there. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.